Hello, and welcome in to the Real Veritas Pod. First off, I'd like to start off by saying I'm so sorry that we did not get you a podcast last week. It was kind of a crazy week. I was in Europe. Oliver just couldn't get around to it. And this week, Oliver is in Iowa. So it's just me this week, but we're getting you something. So, I was just thinking, and most of you know that this Tuesday, the juniors came back from the junior-senior trip to Europe. And all the juniors went, but none of the seniors went on the junior-senior trip. So I thought it was interesting that none of the seniors decided to go. And of course, most of them say that they couldn't find the money, they didn't want to spend the money, they thought the trip was too expensive. So I'm going to give you 9 reasons why you should go on the Europe trip. Because most people look at the price and they just automatically say no. But I think they have to look beyond the price. The price, yes, it is high for a high school student for sure. But what you get out of it, I think that's worth much more than what I paid. So I have 5 reasons that aren't Veritas related and 4 reasons that are Veritas related. I'll start with the non-Veritas reasons. The first reason I think you should go on the Europe trip is because of the food. European food is pretty different from American food. First of all, I remember opening up some candies, and they were all this clear because most European countries don't allow that bad food dye. But also just like the way that the Italians make the pizza, and then they make the pasta, the Greeks with their lamb and their pork and the gyros. We couldn't quite figure out how to say it, gyro or euro. But those were like really good. And that was a great part of Europe, just being able to go there and eat. The first night we had this we all got our own personal pizza. And I ate that whole thing. And that was a decision I do not regret in any way right now. Now, the next reason you should go to Europe is because of the shopping. The shopping is an experience for sure. We all went to the leather market in Florence. I bought myself a satchel. Some people bought belts, purses, backpacks. And it's just a really nice thing to have. And very, very great quality. It's fun to bargain with the prices. Then we also went to this flea market on the last day. That had some good bracelets, some tourist traps, but mostly good. And I bought about a pocket knife for just $5, €5, but and that was just a great experience to be able to go there and buy a few things that I could bring back. I brought 3 license plates. For those of you who don't know, I collect license plates. Got one from Florence, Rome, and the Vatican. I already have one from Athens, so I did not get one there again. But just being able to go and just buy some stuff, that was lots of fun. The third reason is because of the cruise. Now, the class that went before us, they had a 3-day cruise, and I heard it was great. And I was excited for a 3-day cruise, but sadly it was canceled because it's stuck in Doha. And they cannot get out right now because of things happening in the Middle East. So we did a 1-day cruise. The cruise said 1 cruise, 3 islands, and 1,000 memories. And boy, did we make 1,000 memories. We had some pretty good food for cruise food. It was very nice. We had some chicken, some salmon, some shrimp. We met this super cool DJ who was so funny and played amazing songs. We got to see wonderful views. We got to go on to 3 islands. And on one of the islands, we hiked up and we saw a great view. Another one of the islands, we went and swam in the Mediterranean Sea. And that was an experience, although it was very, very cold, I do not regret in any way. That was totally worth it. Shivering in the water for 5 minutes and dunking under the water and watching for sea urchins and jellyfishes. But it was worth it. The fourth reason why you should go to Europe is because of the buildings you get to see. In Florence, you see the Duomo. In Rome, you see, or technically the Vatican, St. Peter's Basilica, which is insane. And like, no picture can actually show you how amazing that is. So that's like, just St. Peter's Basilica could be its own reason, but I just put it in with this. And then that leads, I'll get back to some of the more ancient ruin stuff because that ties more into Veritas and like what they're able to learn. And then the last reason, non-Veritas related, is the views. We got to see Florence at night, we got to see the Parthenon at night, but then also the views we got on the cruise, the views we got from hiking. We traveled and went to the monasteries, went to a few monasteries, just like on cliffs. It was really cool. We went into a cave that was insane. There were amazing pictures we got in that cave. The views are just crazy. And again, no picture can capture what you actually saw. And like, we took lots of pictures. We have a shared album with over 500 pictures with our class. But just know you have to go. You have to go to see it. So that's my 5 reasons that are not really Veritas related why you should go to Europe. But I also have 4 reasons that are Veritas related. The first one is you get to see the ancient ruins. I got to see the Colosseum, the Pantheon, the Parthenon, Acropolis, some temples of Zeus, some temples of Apollo, ruins in Corinth, ruins in Rome, and just being able to see like how they built stuff, and it's still standing. Like, the Colosseum's incredible. The Pantheon is so big and it's in amazing shape. It's incredible. The Parthenon and like what is on Acropolis, all that stuff, it's amazing. And even though it's like old and it's ruins, it's still incredible like how they were able to build it. The second reason, Veritas related, why you should go to Europe, is because of the art. I remember walking in, we went to multiple museums, the Academia, the Uffizi, can't remember the other ones, but multiple museums. I got to see the David. That was insane. Just being able to actually see someone sculpted this huge statue and put all that detail in. I got to see the Birth of Venus. I got to see Madonna and Child Enthroned, which, just going back to art history, I wish I would have paid more attention. And like, yes, I paid some attention, but like actually appreciated the art, because I went and I saw all that art in Europe. And be able to see it in person and be like, I know that. That was really cool. That was a cool experience. The third reason is because we got to follow Paul's footsteps. We got to go to, our cruise was supposed to take us to Ephesus and Patmos. That'd be like where John saw Revelation. Ephesus is another place where Paul went. But we got to see in Corinth, where Paul was tried, where Paul was flogged, Paul was imprisoned. We got to see in Athens, Paul on Mars Hill, whenever he preached. And that was really cool. And just being able to see the actual spots and know and read the scripture at those spots, that's incredible. And then the 9th and last reason, Veritas related, why you most definitely should go to Europe, is because of the friendships that you grow. I know in high school it can be hard to get along with everyone. We have a small class, so it's not really an option all the time, but just being able to go and hang out with the people and just outside of school, just be ourselves, be able to talk freely, be able to go on this trip together to just bond. It's a great thing, and it brought our class a lot closer. And I would highly recommend going, because the change in your class and like how much closer you get to each other is incredible. And that was a very great experience that I'm very glad that happened. So those are my 9 reasons why you should go to Europe. And it's an opportunity. You get the choice. You do have to pay the money. But it's an opportunity that we are blessed with, that we get to do, and that I'm no regrets. The money is spent. The trip is done. I have no regrets in going. And I'm just really happy that Veritas gives us this opportunity. And I want to make sure that you take advantage of it, because it's an opportunity that will literally change your life. So don't look at the Europe price and say, no, not for me. Think about what you're actually going to do there, and think about the reasons that I gave you, and just see